I came across this fascinating note in a study on Tantra that said that food, breath, and sleep are the primary gateways through which energy or Shakti can be refined or distorted. So, what is the kind of food, diet, and lifestyle that a sadhak of Tantra should be following and doing?
Tantra always embraces you the way you are, first of all. Unless it is a Dakshina Marga or a Marga which is very strict, then they have their do's and don'ts very clear. But otherwise, Madhyama Marga will embrace you as you are, where you are. And eventually with love, lot of love for the deity and love to the sadhak. The guides or the masters will take you further on the path. Like I said, that your normal food, what you eat in household, sometimes people are non-vegetarian or people are having very peculiar diets. You start your journey with that. It's not that you have to leave this to enter into Tantra. It's never like that. You can start with that. But as you go on the step ladder upward, then there are things that you have to drop for any sadhana.
Such as?
Yes. Like for instance, if you're having 3 meals a day and you're used to binging in between, it's okay when you start your sadhana, you're like this. It's not a precondition that you have to have 1 meal a day if you want to start the sadhana. It's never like that. You be who you are. But when you go to step 1, step 2, step 3, then you yourself start realizing that I'm not able to finish my japa because I've eaten too much.
Correct, yes.
Or I'm not able to sit straight because I'm yawning. Or the body has gone in tamas. Extra food, excess food, bad food, rajasic, tamasic food will take one into lethargy. So long hours of chants, long hours of meditation, long hours of couplets cannot be possible with indisciplined, unmonitored food habits. So food eventually has to be balanced. And again, there are recommended diet plans for sadhaks. Don't eat these lentils or combination, like Ayurvedic combinations of food are there. But again, it is individual, very very individual. You have to observe what particularly doesn't suit you. For instance, I can't meditate if I've had potatoes. My meditation goes for a toss. If I've had black lentil, it goes for a toss.
That's sensitive, is it? Okay.
So I have to observe how my body responds to the food that I'm taking. If I've had too much spice, then how it obstructs and then you have to set out your own diet plans, that these are the things that are not pro meditation for me or pro sadhana for me. And I have to avoid it, and the day I eat it, I know my sadhana is going to go for a toss.
But there are some generic foods that should be a complete no-no, right?
Sattvic food, essentially, especially on the higher levels of sadhana, food has to be sattvic. Sattvic means food which is not too spicy, not too bland. It should be in moderation. Bland is okay, but no spices, and not excess salt, not excess sugar, not excess oil.
Acha, why not salt, sugar, and oil?
No. Because anything that increases the tivrata in the body, that means aggression of any kind, for example, your blood is going at a particular pace, your prana is flowing in a particular way. So any food that alters the flow of blood, the flow of prana in your body, that either makes it hyper or hypo, such foods are not recommended. Spices, for instance, will immediately raise the energy, the metabolism, body's metabolism. Similarly, salt is not good. Too much salt is not good. Sugar is not good. These food, to a certain level of your sadhana is okay. You're eating normal food like everybody's eating. But after that, you have to respect the body's sensitivity and understand that growth cannot happen unless you bring your food in a perfect balance. And freshly cooked food, which has pranic value, old stored food, refrigerated food,
Packaged food.
We consider them tamasic and dead food. In spiritual practices, even if it's just freshly cooked khichdi you're eating, it's enough for your body. But if you want a meal and this and that, then let it be freshly cooked. If it's cooked and kept and reheated, then you're almost eating dead food, which again your body is going to take a lot of time to digest and consume prana. So it's going to obstruct on your spiritual practice for sure.
On the path of Tantra, if I consume non-vegetarian food, is it okay? Because a lot of tantrics do.
Yeah, there are. This is a very contradictory. There's a contradiction, and there is a lot of debating on this issue. So I know of many Buddhist practitioners, and Buddhism is all about peace and many of them, those who are non-vegetarian. Similarly, in India, we have so many places where non-vegetarian food is the staple food. They eat with rice and fish, for
Yeah.
instance, in the
Bengal,
eastern
yeah.
side. Yeah, even Kerala, seafood they eat. And so, for me to say that non-vegetarian food is bad is not the right thing, because it is somebody's basic food that they respect. However, again, each one to himself. If you're a non-vegetarian by birth and you're eating, there's nothing pap punya in that.
Really?
There isn't anything that is sinful in that. It's food for you. Like many other cultures in the world, it's basic food for them, non-vegetarian food. So after a while, your body is used to eating that from the time you were a small kid. So the body has gotten used to it. The intestines and stomach has gotten used to it, and they're maybe having good digestion, etc. But after a certain point in sadhana, when they start sadhana, they will start noticing themselves that the pranic energy, that the flow of the prana, the urja, what we call, inside, the energy that I feel inside the day I eat non-vegetarian, is not conducive to my practice. The realization comes on its own. It comes on its own. The apana vayu becomes excessive, because if you've eaten non-vegetarian food, it takes a long time to digest. So the apana vayu becomes more, whereas in spiritual practices, you want the prana vayu to be higher. And the samana goes into aggression, because it has to, it's
Warring.
digesting,
Yeah.
yes, the digestion. So he himself will, there are two things that happen. Either you will it and you drop it, or the body will it and it will drop it. So you one fine day, you just don't want to eat. The body will give you, just one day, you just don't want to eat. I don't feel like eating. And that's the time when the body will it. So that's why we mostly encourage people to will it. Okay, you're on this path now, you minimize and you leave. But it's not just with the non-vegetarian food, it's also with the vegetarian food. So many things in vegetarian food are not pro-meditation and pro-sadhana.
Such as?
Yeah, you have potatoes, you have all the, these vegetables that grow under the ground they're very heavy for the body's system, and they need to be taken in moderation.
All the tubers are very heavy.
They're very heavy for digestion,
Okay.
and they create more of tamasic energy. Sometimes rajasic energy also. And whereas we need sattvic energy. That's why in ashrams, you see in most of the ashrams, they prepare bland food. There isn't any color or any spice. And also, your senses. Like they say that when you're on the path of sadhana, whether it is tantra sadhana or any sadhana, when you're on the path of sadhana, then the more you entertain your senses, that I want to hear good music all the time, I want to see all beautiful things all the time,
Smell.
I want to smell all in senses all the time, and that means you're giving importance to your senses, and the senses then keep you occupied. If you see sadhus, if you see people who have attained higher levels of spirituality, if you see them, then they are not giving any importance to their senses. They may be sitting anywhere. It does not
Matter.
It
Correct.
does not matter to
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
It's like that. So when you grow in your sadhana, you have to become aware and conscious. How much importance are you giving to your senses, and are you giving your senses indulgence again and again, more and more? I need candles, I can't meditate without candles, and things like that you make fuss over your senses. After all, it's a sensual fuss.
Correct.
This is the agarbatti that I use, I can't use anything
Yeah.
else. You hear people saying such things, and I need red curtains. So there's a visual and a complete sensual preference that you want to set, and that can go on. It keeps you occupied. Senses keep you occupied. So it goes on for some time, until the time that you become aware, so aware that, do I require all these things for my meditation practice or for my sadhana practice? The futility of it and the engagement of it, they will keep you tied up. Senses have a basic responsibility of Maya to keep you tied up. Maya has designed senses in such a way that they'll keep you occupied. We have so much of importance on our look,
Yeah.
what we wear, how we present ourselves, how we go there. It's occupying your mind.
Yes.
So the whole goal of Tantra is to transcend all your sensual preferences and enter into that one desire, which is the most desirable desire, that you become one with Devata.
Ultimate.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you enjoyed watching this content, you can watch the full in-depth video on the Body to Being podcast hosted on Shloka YouTube channel. To continue watching shorter pieces of this content, you can subscribe to Shloka Clips on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and follow us on Spotify. Pranam.